playing the intro.
All right, we're live with Jeff Brown. We're going to talk about the Gauntlet. It's been, it's over a month, almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
Close.
Yep.
We've been talking about doing a recap and just kind of talking about the event and everything that happened and how you thought it went and all that. And looking forward to 2026, all that kind of stuff. So welcome. And you there?
Yep.
You look like you froze up.
Yeah, no, I'm here. No. Yeah, thanks for getting on here and talking up. It was a great year. I mean, 2025 was. I mean, it was super smooth, and just felt like it ran itself for the most part.
Nice. Sorry, I'm trying to get my speakers working. I realized that you're coming through my Mac Mini speakers, which sounds the tiniest you could ever imagine. So I realized, I know why it's not working. I didn't turn a switch on. So yeah, so it felt like it went well for you. Did you actually get out and run any trails? I know we talked about getting you out there. I saw you driving around on your 4-wheeler.
Yeah. I've never driven a truck in the woods ever.
And you didn't this year either.
No.
Oh man, we should have got you out. We needed
Well,
to get you out
Sunday, Sunday I probably could have gone out there. But I went out to Owasso Speedway, because I sponsor super late model car and my guy was going out there. So I got up, finished up packing, loading the trailer, and went straight from Saranac to Owasso Speedway. So
okay. What time did you get out on Sunday?
Well,
because you guys had rain roll in Saturday
because of
night.
the threat of rain Saturday night, all of a sudden, like, Nick rolls up in the golf cart and he's like, hey man, he's like, rain could be here in like 20-30 minutes and Mike wants to pull these tents down. And I'm like, well, before we can pull the tents down, we got to pack my crap up. Like
so you guys quickly
all my product and like this,
Yeah.
So it was the bulk of it was done Saturday night, which was great. And then in the morning, go out, clear out the woods with all the start gates and banners and those start gates were great.
They were.
I had so many helpers this year. It was great. I mean, I always have, helpers, but it was like, Thursday. I mean, you were there Thursday.
Yep.
And
they were just hammering it out.
Yeah.
They were putting up all the banners. They were going out to the trails and work on that stuff. I know they were gone for a while.
Yeah.
They came back when I was filming you.
Yep. Nick rolled up as we
just rolled up. Yeah. Because their tent had blown over, remember?
Right.
And it wasn't even that strong of winds that came through on Thursday. I don't even know what happened, but his tent had like flipped upside down on top of another tent, bent the leg and all that, which we kind of jerry rigged it back. But Dana's in here. He says, I did. I think he got out on the trails.
Dave Walter, we're always tired.
Oh, you say we look tired?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I feel tired. I didn't get up there.
Of course, thanks to the Walters once again. Like, I mean,
yeah, dude, they should be tired still.
None of this is possible without them.
Yeah, they should be tired for the next year after all the work they put in to get everything ready for us. Man, it was in tip-top shape too. Come Thursday, ready to go.
Yeah,
they had everything ready, painted lines, and they were ready for everybody to come in and just stage it. And it's not their first rodeo for sure.
Oh yeah, well, and Dave and I talk, quite frequently, and I try to make it out there, and we're drawing maps and making sure. I give them a list of the vendors and we talk about all that. So it's like, hopefully between Thursday and between Thursday and Friday, it's like, this is going to hopefully be smooth as glass. So
yeah. Well, oiled machine from the trolley. I like that new path that they took with the train to get out there was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it all just worked really well.
Yeah, we wanted to move the pickup area back towards the flags,
Yep.
more centralized. And yeah, and when he told me, he's like, "Yeah, we're thinking the loop around the back of the barns." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds great."
Yeah. Yeah, it was
So
sweet with the drop off and everything. Um, man, I didn't make it out to Purgatory again. It just was, with the night rapping and rolling and the ring of fire going and everything else going on. I never made it to the back to see that. And then we got our thing rolling. I didn't see King of Rocks, but it sounded like both of them went off awesome.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I
Mm,
mean, I go out, I stop out to Purgatory always, but I'm literally only there like 10, 15 minutes.
yeah. Well, they'll go
Um,
a while, man. They get going but it sounded like they were doing some good laps this time. So
Yeah, well, and that's Jason Reckner's little project, baby project. And and he's, last year he switched it to more of the U4 rock bounce style, instead of full send it mode, so to speak, which, I mean, mix it up, but that's what, he enjoys. So
mm, yeah. Jeremy Burr saying he caught the Cower Sea tent Saturday with his hand or it was going to hit the new Jeep. Oof. Nice catch. Yeah, Cower Sea was there. Dude, they were doing some sweet like cleanings and stuff for people at the event,
oh,
which was cool.
yeah, well, just ask Matt Thomas, because who won King of the Rocks.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, he
he
took it
comes, he
over.
comes, he comes strolling up to my tent and registration area, and he's carrying his optic, or whatever. And he had, and I'm like, man, that thing looks like really good. Like, I'm like, he's like, yeah, he's like, I ran it, at King of the Rocks, and then Cow RC was like, hey, you want a free cleaning? And dude, he could have sold it like as brand new, I swear.
Oh my goodness. I took my laser nut over there and then I did sell it. It was cleaned. But yeah, it wasn't that dirty to begin with. It was going on sale but I wanted to run something and get it muddy so they could do it. So I did go through some mud with it to get it like so you could show their products working instead of just a light dusting that it had to do. But yeah, they did a great job with it and their people were awesome, man. Very talkative, informative. All the vendors I thought were really good
Yeah.
this year.
Well, he was out of Canada,
Yeah,
and he's actually like an A scale nitro off road racer and e-buggy, that style. And I'm pretty sure this was the first like crawler event he had been to. Dude,
that's
he
what it
was like,
sounded like.
yeah, he was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was Adam and Tyler, I think,
Yeah,
were the guys there.
exactly.
Yeah, that do
Yeah,
their
Adam was from
blog.
Canada, so
Yep, and he's the racer.
yep, exactly.
Yeah,
He was taken back a bit, he's like, man.
yeah. He saw some mud, that's for sure. It's like, what do these guys do to their RC cars? Like, dude, there was some mud on there from Beat the Creek, and it was bad. And they got it off, man. They made them sparkle.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say, the trails this year were easier to know where to go. I felt
Oh
like they
yeah, yeah,
marked
yeah.
them so well. The start gates really, really helped. And then having the
Yep.
colors, the
Yeah,
different
yeah.
colored gates.
Exactly. I wanted to make things more obvious.
Yeah.
And it's a couple of my new helper guys at the shop, brothers Jeff and Tim Gilbert. They're construction workers, and it's like if I need something hammered out, it's like, hey guys, and they're like, no sweat. And so Jeff made all those, painted them to match the flags and everything. And you know there's always things you got to adjust for.
Right.
And last year was the first year for having like the color coded trails. And but this year it's like, man, like Nick and Mike were talking, and of course, I wasn't in the loop, but yeah, I mean, they showed up with weed whackers and leaf blowers and this and that, and there's just like, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Yeah. So
like
one,
killed
you
it.
knew the trail because it was clear.
Yeah,
And then two, the gates. Dude,
yeah,
there were some awesome ones. I really enjoyed the metal grate ones that you had to kind of ride
right,
sideways and stuff like that up them.
yeah,
But I think we did 3 trails out there and we spent a good couple hours out there hitting them
yeah.
and they were nice long trails and they
Well,
were the
yeah, like
perfect for getting like just hanging out with people on.
Right.
and just chatting. So
Right. Yeah.
they
I
were the
wanted
right
to make
kind.
sure, I kept telling, this year I think I had 10 or 12 helpers, which was great. I mean, because you're doing 6 trails, and 100 gates per trail potentially. And it's a guideline, it's not like, these are, it's just to keep you moving and stuff. And I kept telling them, I'm like, remember, this is just a trail. It's not a comp. I
Just
mean,
keep them wide. Yeah.
yeah,
Just get them
keep
through
them
them.
wide. You can make some tricky spots, make them figure out how to get from point A to point B. But that way they can, right, exactly, just cruise through and chat and just whatever.
Yeah. We had a great time over in the mini courses. I know that. And
At
large
at
numbers
two
again,
at two
man.
a.m.
No, they shut down early. Everything seemed to shut down early this year. It was weird. I would say most people was quiet and all that by around midnight.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Um, on Friday night, because the other years I felt like it was later, and so I don't know what it was, but um, it got quieter for sure, which wasn't a bad thing. Everyone's getting
Oh,
up
no,
and
no,
hitting
no.
the gauntlet and whatever. So,
Yep.
and we didn't even have the fog roll in. I know Rick and I went out and like everybody was shut down, and we went to the guys from Ohio, and I ended up using their internet because they had the um whatever the Elon Musk internet is. I can't think what it's called.
Starlink.
Starlink, yeah, they had a Starlink, and I'd been trying to upload a video from the night before, like Thursday, the one where I interviewed you and everybody, that had been uploading for 20 hours and wasn't done. So I jumped on that and finished it in like 10 minutes. It's crazy, but
I'm considering getting one of those.
yeah, it worked great. But the yeah, everyone was gone, and we did go over and shake Kyle's Jeep because he was
Yeah.
sleeping up in it. A little
I
earthquake
said
happened
something.
in
I said
his
something to him the next day. I was like, man, did you feel that wind like on your Jeep last night? Or what? So I said something.
there's an earthquake that came through
Right,
here.
there's an earthquake I heard in the middle.
But I mean, we were the only ones rolling around. Rick and I we were in the golf cart and it was pretty quiet. Um, but yeah, the Ring of Fire was great. Carnage, lots
Yeah,
of carnage with that.
yeah. Well,
Um,
year two for Ring of Fire was definitely better. Like, you know,
yeah,
first
more
year
people
people
knew.
aren't
Yeah,
aren't too sure, whatever, and it's like, but
yeah.
this year
People
people
brought
brought,
multiple rigs, and so
yeah,
when one would break, they would grab the other one and keep going.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Um, so Stinky J, how did it compare to Proline? Totally different. Totally different events. Um, kind of similar, but I feel like the camping aspect and the hangout of this one, um, it's just different because
Yeah,
everybody knows each other um, at it, and there's stuff to do the whole time. Where in Proline they did have the trails open you could go out on if you had lights and all that, but it wasn't kind of like the carnival setup with all the lights and activities that were functioning to do it then. So
yeah,
they had, a couple trail runs at night and whatever, which we did as well. But they've just got different rocks. So
right.
I would say they're very similar feeling events. Like, because I would say Proline by the Fire is one of the events that I like better than other ones I've been to because it's kind of like the Gauntlet. Like it's
Right.
camping, everybody's camping there.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but most people. It's a huge campground area, kind of like we had.
It just makes for a
And people
great
are seeing the
vibe.
whole time. Yeah, the vibe is great. So yeah, I would say it was very similar. The one difference is so they had a lot of vendors showing and selling some of their own products where we had shops selling parts and different things that you might need if you broke, which wasn't as much of a thing. They didn't really have like a hobby shop set
Yeah,
up
I
with
mean,
parts
my
and
shop
things
was
at
there, of
Proline by the
course,
Fire. Yep.
but then you had like Crawler Canyon, Carl Klein and his son, LT Customs, and then, the local guy, John, who builds all the scale buildings, and RC Chop Shop. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. I mean, of course, Cow RC doing the cleaning,
Yep.
Free Brothers, FMS, like all of them is
You say
big.
Crawler Canyon already too?
Yeah, yeah, Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Carl
he had
Klein
parts?
is the owner.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, so they had parts, all that kind of stuff. So there were more like that. But there was food trucks at both, same idea, same vibe. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just different in that we are flat land on a farm. They are a desert with
Right.
um, huge rocks, and so it's different type of crawling. Like ours, the trail trucks come out and they're awesome. They're that's what I love to run. Like I love getting my trail trucks out. Pro Line by the Fire, you getting more comp trucks out is what you're really getting. It's a little bit
Right.
more. I mean, you could trail in spots, but like they were hanging trucks, like those straight up lines and hanging tires over and walking them and pulling like cool, crazy lines. So
Right.
it's just a different type of crawling.
Sure.
Um, but I would say that the vibe and the atmosphere is the same in both. I think the Gauntlet has something special going, and that's why it's one of my favorite to go to. And that's been the hardest thing about I've wanted to go to Pro Line by the Fire for a long time, but it's on the same weekend as the Gauntlet for the past 5 years, and I chose to stay local and do the local event, right? Um, but they moved it this year, and so it's kind of cool to see it and be like, these are very similar. Like, there's things that I came away saying we would even with the mini think about doing for Friday night, changing how we do our comp for Friday night instead not
Sure.
making it the same thing and doing a little bit more of the carnival style thing where you've got like teams or whatever and competing together and some different things I saw that were kind of fun. That way
Yeah.
that the trophies that are for the comp are reserved for like one person that weekend gets a 24 scale comp trophy. The other one might get like a carnival trophy, you know what I mean? So to keep them a little bit more, I just feel like for us personally with the minis, giving away 2 sets of every trophy for the weekend kind of cheapens the trophy because
Sure.
you had 2 shots at it. So, anyway, there's just that kind of stuff where I was talking about what they were doing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool that they're doing this. It wasn't for minis, it was for the 10 scale, but I'm like, we could do that with the minis, and that could be our Friday night activity for 2 hours, and we just have a different trophy that we give away for Friday than we do for Saturday. But that's stuff we
Yeah.
have to talk about and think through. But it was one of those things I did think about after I came back. But I'd already been thinking about it anyway because it did feel, when I'm calling them out on Saturday, it's like, okay, there's a lot of the same winners for the same classes, which feels weird. You got 2 trophies that aren't distinguishable because they're both for the same year for the same class.
Right.
But
Right.
anyway,
Yeah. No, I
just
mean
stuff
that,
like that I've been thinking through to change that up and make it more special.
right.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
would say
Yeah.
that I don't think the
Make
Gauntlet
each
is lacking
day,
anything on.
make each day a little more unique.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yep. So I don't think the Gauntlet is lacking when I compare it to that. I mean, the only difference is there's a lot more vendors at Pro Line by the Fire, but there's also a lot of local shops based in California that are right there.
yeah.
Small shops to show up and be vendors at it. So from reefs to, you name it. There's a lot of them that have shops in California that are able to then be supporters there. So we don't have as many Michigan-based small RC companies to support it. Like
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, we had more like a few
we
years
definitely had
ago,
more.
well, I should say like
We
more
just had one
Michigan.
big one that was missing this year. I think that was the only difference because you added some other ones.
Right. Right. Yeah.
FMS is there, and
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Ryan couldn't make it. With his gigantic tent, but like, like even, local, whatever places in Michigan, like, some of the smaller aftermarket companies, Crooked Mitten RC and, JKRC, just, some of these small ones,
yep,
or whatever. And, people come and go. I mean,
yeah, that's
lives
true.
change,
That is true. We did
stuff.
have them out there before.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, hey, life is life. I mean,
Yep.
I remember 3 years ago talking with Dave Walter, and because in 2021, we're out by the woods, and that's how this whole front camping thing came up. And he was. I remember I remember hearing that like a few days before the event, like, they weren't sure if the corn stalks were going to be cut. And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good.
Right.
And so in 2022, I was talking with Dave and I said, talking to him about the fields and whatnot. And he's like, well, I'm not sure. And I said, okay, we're moving it up front.
Yeah.
And, and of course there was, there was some blowback, they're like, it was like, you know what, hey, we got these people movers. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3 years later, and everybody's like, that's amazing.
Right. Yeah. And I will say though, like, I don't think it's a big deal that there aren't either, like a ton of vendors. So vendors are
Oh,
great.
sure.
Like we love having vendors, whatever. I love it. But I'll tell you, you feel when vendor row is so big and you want to see them all, like I felt like I was missing out. Like if I,
Right.
because they'd be doing stuff there, but then like, but the trails are calling me to be out here. Like I want to be out on the trails, or this event is good. Like you, at some point, you have so much going on
Right.
that you feel like you're not experiencing the event, or you're missing out on things, right? Because
Right.
you went to the trail, or you spent your time all day going around and checking out the vendors and talking with the people, and never getting to the trail. So it's a double-edged sword in some ways, because that's how I felt at Pearl Line by the Fire, which I actually got to spend most of my time out on the trails, because we were filming stuff, and then, but then I'm like, oh man, I miss like seeing everybody and all the products and all the stuff that they have out on display, and they're showing off, and there's new stuff being released here, and I'm missing it. So there's that aspect that comes into it as well. So I don't, when it gets so big, and I felt this way about USTE as well, that some people would come and they'd never go out to the trails. They would just spend all the time in doing the stuff that was being offered in the vendor row.
Right.
They would
Well,
have the show and shine, which would eat up a ton of time. They'd
yeah.
have the old school racing, which would take time. They had a drift track. They had this last one, they had the construction equipment, and then they were doing classes like how to braze and how to do these
Oh,
wiring
wow.
thing. And so
Wow.
you'd want it, like you'd be missing a class, but like, and I'm trying to just, even as somebody just trying to film, it's like, how do I get out to the trail and film? Because I'm trying to film and show everything they're doing up here
Right.
in the vendor row that I can't get out to where the people are driving and doing what I think the event was for. But anyway, so it becomes problematic. And I think what's cool that
Oh,
you guys
sure.
have is you have a lot of events, but there's time to get to most of them.
Yeah, well, exactly. So like the first year that I did King of the Rocks 2022, and I had it on Saturday,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh." Now I might have had it in 23. I forget the schedule. But I think I switched it for 23, but of course I went into the hospital. But yeah, like that first year with King of the Rocks on Saturday, I was like, "Okay, this is a bit much."
Yeah. It's
So then
taken
I
away
it
from the Gauntlet, which is supposed to be the main. Yeah.
exactly. So I shifted King of the Rocks to Friday afternoon. So you have King of the Rocks, the mini gauntlet with you, and then Purgatory late at night. So
Yep.
that spreads it out nice.
And then when
Eh,
you're done, or if you aren't doing the purgatory, there's night crawling. Just
right,
there's stuff
exactly.
going
But
on. There's a ring of fire.
yep, yep,
There's courses to drive on. It's just open, kind of, yeah,
yeah.
free
And it
run.
makes
Yeah.
Saturday have a lighter feel,
Yeah.
where you're not like, oh my gosh, I gotta go do this, gotta go do that,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
so. I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I
because
think it's good.
there's a lot of trails now.
Yeah. And there's a lot of trails to get out on, and people want to get out on it and do it. And yeah, not have to feel like they're missing getting involved with the King of Rocks. So, and I think you open up the trails this year on Friday as well, the other
Yeah, I
trails.
did that last year, and I think I did it in 23. But
Okay.
like I said, I'd have to
But
check my
not the
schedule.
but not the actual Gauntlet trail, because those weren't even staked yet, so you couldn't even look. They
Right. They
got
went
up
out. They
early
went
and did
out
that.
Friday. They went out Friday evening,
Yeah.
and I mean, and it was good. I mean between the prep on the 6 colored trails and just everything. It was really really smooth this year.
Yeah. Yeah. We I think ours went off most everything without a hitch as well for the minis. We had, a lot of volunteers that just stepped in or just became volunteers when they were there, like, hey, I'll help, which we had as many as we could get on the course. It felt like for at a time. So we were cranking through them, and Rick had everything set up for us with his 124 mop trailer, ready to roll, and the 18 scale that the Walters have for us is set and ready to go as well as put down gates and go for it.
Yep.
But
so being, just every, now that we have this format, and everything, and we shifted where you guys had the trailers, last year, shifted it last year, works out great. Shift me over in front of the Dutch barn. I mean, just little things. And that just, if you're not hearing like things popping up, so to speak, it's like, okay, things are going good.
yeah. I didn't really hear of anything going wrong at all on this one.
Yeah, like,
It was
yeah,
pretty smooth.
this year I was like, wow, this feels like almost, obviously there's a lot of behind the scenes
Right.
work.
You're like,
Thursday,
it
blah blah
ran
blah.
itself.
Yeah, it
No, it
ran
didn't.
itself.
There was a lot of people
Exactly.
working, yeah. But it felt like it because of how well the people were working it, that everything felt natural and smooth, and you didn't notice.
Yeah,
Nothing got in the way, it felt like. It just kinda went off well, so.
yeah. I was, I mean, obviously I put a lot of effort in, and all my guys do, and and everybody involved and stuff. And I was talking with a guy, I don't know if it's Friday night or Saturday night, and he was buying a couple of the new Coyote. Him
Oh,
and
yeah.
his buddy were buying the new
Dude, those
Coyotes
things
from
are
me,
nice.
and
If people don't know yet, those Coyotes are out of the box pretty rad.
yeah,
That's
oh
one of
yeah,
the trucks I was running box stock at Portland by the Fire, and it did a lot more than I would have ever thought it would box stock. It's a
yeah.
nice truck. Anyway, so these guys were
And
buying them from you.
it was his, so while we're chatting or whatever, he's like, it was his first time at the Gauntlet, and he's like, I gotta just tell you, he's like, I've been to other events and this and that, and he's like, this is like the best organized, best staff, best whatever. Like, he's just running down the list. I'm like, dang, dude, thanks, thanks. But so yeah, I mean, it's working. So
Yeah. Brian Massey says, I thought this past event went very well. Thanks to everyone, especially volunteers.
oh yes, I
Yeah.
got plenty of volunteers.
Yeah. And Trevor Cripps says he loves his. Yeah, for $350, man, I think that's going to be one of those like holiday rigs for 10th scale. I think the Coyote is it's the lower price nowadays, it feels like, for a crawler.
Well, so it's a stripped down 10.3 portal axle
Yeah.
truck. So well, and when I say stripped down, it's not even. It doesn't even have. It's more like it's not a base camp, but it is, because it has the normal. I don't think it has the transfer case of all the 2-speed. None of that from the Jeep and stuff. So
Nope. No, it's stripped down, which I like.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's more 10.2-ish.
especially
So
with the comp side of it, but it can base camp because you can add a dig to it. So it has that dig. You have to get the kit for it, but you can add it to
okay.
it. Because we were running one of them with dig, and it was awesome. But again, it's one of those things like that wouldn't be my first upgrade, but like, especially if you're out west where you're up on those crazy rocks and you can't just reverse like we do for most of our stuff, just reverse and reset. It's like, no, you gotta leave it locked where it is and pivot. The dig was awesome, but yeah, I felt like, the first thing I'd probably do is servo, because even the stock tires were good on it.
On the Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get those videos out soon that we were shooting, because yeah, I was blown away by that one. And again, brush motor, I don't drive anything with brush motors anymore. But
Right.
I didn't think about it. It wasn't like oh, this isn't very smooth, or oh, this doesn't have the power I need. Dude, like the 35 turn motor felt awesome in it. like because we were
Well, if
doing like a
they
stock truck and a not stock truck, and
well,
I wasn't like, oh, the motor on this not stock truck is better. It was the servo was better, and like the dig unit and stuff like that. So that was what was crazy. Is like, huh? I would have thought I would have been complaining about my motor, but it was
so
actually
well,
pretty
a
decent.
motor is a motor is a motor. The key is that if they improve the software of the speedo, that is the key.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, because a 35 turn motor is just, wire on an
right,
armature, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they're smoothing out the profile and the throttle curve and all that, and on the software side, then that's key.
Yeah, we just ran on a 3S battery and ran it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, I didn't have more than a day on it, so I can't say long term what it is like, but it was really good for what it was. But yeah, I mean, my truck was box stock, whatever the one is that's gold. Which
yeah. That's the one that comes with battery and charger included.
okay, yeah. So that's the one I had. It was awesome.
Yeah. Brian Maskey was asking about changing the gearing. Um, I forget if they did. But the Coyote has the 48 pitch spur and pinion. It doesn't have the 32 like the other Jeeps and stuff because they eliminated all that transmission. It's back to a
Hmm,
normal.
48
Uh,
pitch.
I'm pretty sure it is. So,
Okay.
um, I mean, even if they didn't,
That's just
uh,
smoother if it is.
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, and like a 1-2 jump isn't such a big ordeal.
Right. Um, I would love if we were to add anything, I would love to see something that somebody's saying that Vertex 6 that would handle those the the big scale, like even just one trail that's like bring your big boys
Right.
because dude, those Vertex, he's right, he's not wrong. Like that thing is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I ordered one of those for one of my customers, Durban.
Yeah, he's trying to
And
get me up there that day, but I was gone. I was out of town.
yeah, and the box comes in like I'm used to the SCX6.
Yeah.
Like the box comes in, they set it down. I go over there to like lift this
Crap,
thing.
this isn't the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah, it's way smaller, but not smaller. It's just lighter and compact and like it doesn't have a huge body on it, so it feels smaller because the body to scale, like it's widthwise, lengthwise close to an SCX6, I would say, but because the body doesn't cover it as a huge 6 scale body, it feels
Right,
way different
right,
because the
right.
body's so small.
Well, I mean, now that I think about it, even though I think which I don't know. Anyways, it reminds me like a scaled up coyote, because it's
Yeah,
like it's got the tucked body, it's got this, it's got that. I mean, it's
yeah,
what did he think? What did the thing weigh? Like 12 pounds or
16
something?
pounds, 16 or 18. It's
Yeah,
way less. It's way,
yeah,
way less. Yeah,
yeah. Probably with battery, it's heavy, whatever. But yeah, I was like, holy cow.
yeah. So I got to drive one of those out there too. Red Cat let me borrow their table one and take it out. And yeah, I was like, there's anything it wants to crawl over, it just crawls over. Like it's insane. But yeah, it's a straight up comp crawler out of the box. It's phenomenal. Um, there's something too. It had some weird gearing thing. Was it dig? Did it have in it, or is it like a overdrive, selectable overdrive? That's what it was. So you could turn on more overdrive or off.
Oh wow.
Anyway, yeah, it's pretty rad. I think that's right. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's selectable overdrive. The amount. So it was yeah. I gotta get that video up. It was blowing my mind. Yeah, selectable overdrive, 1 to 1 or 33%.
Just
Hey,
two
there's
options,
Durbin.
two options, all or nothing.
Yeah, there's Durbin. He says it's great 1/6 scale and 33% selectable OD. Yeah. Yeah. It is rad. But yeah, again, you can't have too many things at the event. It's not what it's all about, but man, it would be fun to take those and do something with them.
I had a guy in the shop yesterday come up. He was, he'd worked on his crawler or whatever, and he wanted to try some stuff out, of course. And, and he's like, oh, and when you have a second, I wanted to, talk to you, about the Gauntlet next year. I'm like, man, it's already starting. Like, like
Yeah,
how do I become a sponsor and this and that and da 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 da. And I'm like, well, let me confirm the dates.
right.
But no, I mean it's always good to hear, like it's a local construction, like a veterans construction thing or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was all about it,
Yep.
and
Oh, yeah, Operation 11 Charlie there this year,
yep.
which they've been at a ton of events, and that was cool that they were there and representing
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did
the
their
raffle.
raffle collection and stuff,
Yep.
which was awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's cool that they get out and do that and get veterans out to these events and all that. I need to get the big guy out here, Javier, and come up for it.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be the one thing that would be fun to try and do is expand, some of the reach and get it where like because we already had some people that came in. I'm like, you came in from where? Like they're coming from like Pennsylvania and they're coming from distances. Do you guys keep track of that at all? Like in the registration where people came from?
Well, they are supposed to write down, like where they're from. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I definitely try to, if people are like, oh, especially if they say, oh, it took us how many hours to get here? I'm like, oh, where are
right.
you from? Where are you from? So yeah, I mean, there's people, doing some traveling for sure.
Yeah.
There was a guy, was it this year or last year? You know, um, or was it a girl? They were from Germany, but it was tied in with like a family, reunion
It just
type
happened to be
thing.
in the town. Yeah.
Well, but they coordinated it to like attend the event,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, I mean, I've heard of people over the, last couple of years, Iowa, Florida, Oregon, I mean, but like a guy from Oregon a couple of years ago or whatever, same thing. It's like, okay, there's a family thing going on, let's figure this out.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're saying Grom racing was fun to watch on YouTube. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things, none of that stuff's organized. Like it's not part of the event. It's just that when you get a bunch of people together that have RCs and they're all in one place at one time, it's like, you got yours here? Yeah. All right. You want to race them? All right. And then a bunch of people turned up with them.
Well, and
So,
and and because people have asked us, they're like, "Oh, are you going to do organized racing?" It's like, man, we got a lot going on.
no.
Like, you want to talk about overwhelming people,
Yeah.
like because a majority of everybody's a volunteer for the most part. It's
Oh, yeah.
like
No, it was
so
it was just a late night, have fun.
right.
Yeah, guys, grab your stuff. What do you got? They weren't
Yep.
even all Groms. There was people with LMTs and whatever they had. We set up cones and we raced for fun.
Right. And
And
that's what's great is like the camaraderie, of
yeah,
just hanging out. I mean,
RC
it
people are seeing is what it was.
a giant group of backyard bashers, whatever.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah. Because we all love all aspects of it, and so it's like people show up with tons of stuff because they were ripping Groms through the Ring of Fire.
yeah.
There's a Typhon Grom flying through there. Um,
I might need to mention it to Dave and Jeff for next year to maybe like take the mowers and drop them to the floor, so like the runway is not overgrown, so to speak, the grass, so it's like
yeah,
so those grounds and stuff can get a
the more
little
speed.
more, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, he was ripping it though, but his was like the brushless, and it was stupid fast. I don't know what he had going on with that thing. It was insane. But yeah, I mean, we did that. That was just a couple of us. We'd done it before the year before. We just brought FMS Smashers, and we were just running them just for fun because we all had them, and we just brought a little flashlight and the Traxxas flashlight, and there's like 4 of us went and did it. And so this year we heard a lot of us had the Groms, and we did them on the oval track once for fun. We did them on the little flat track with just cones for fun. He bricked my Grom into the Ring of Fire multiple times. Dear ZRC, that's funny. But yeah, it was just a great weekend. I hadn't run that many RCs in a long time. Because I ran a ton. The laser net we ran Groms on the oval, we ran the mini LMTs, I ran the Outcast through the Ring of Fire, I ran just tons of stuff, crawlers, and handed out crawlers for people to run. And
well, and like you were saying earlier, you don't want to over coordinate events, like that way, because then people feel like they're not tied down, but it's like, wow, and the more just, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, I mean, because there's a lot to do
because
on your
there's
own.
free time,
right? There's free
if there
time.
wasn't free time, you can't do what we did,
right?
But there was plenty of free time, and we're like, hey, let's do. We're all here, we all know what they've got, let's bring stuff to run on it. So yeah, but no, I think it was one of the best years. I feel like they just keep getting better and better. And, like you said, as things get more organized and the volunteers are just nailing it, they're, killing it. Kind of people get the vibe of what it's about too. So camping seemed to go off really well. But that it's good too. Like, people understand it. They get that it's a hangout weekend, because they even brought, like, people had their own crawler trailers out in the camp area.
Yeah.
And they were running their own stuff. They were just getting together and having fun, like after hours, crawling and continuing to RC. It was awesome. Like, we were driving around. I was getting ready to leave on Saturday night, and that's when I saw them out there. They had lights set up, and they're all comping on the trailer, 10 scale. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was funny on Thursday, I had some new guys, that were helping out with setup. They're like, Matt Thomas, one of my local regulars, and another guy, Mike, and they're like, if you need some help. I was like, that'd be great. You guys can come down. So like the afternoon starts going by, and Matt comes up to me later. He's like, I had no idea what goes into this. He was like, holy cow.
Yeah, there's a lot, because when you come in on Thursday, whatever, and everything's got to be set up. Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, even for us, like, it's not just rolling in. Like, we roll in early. We have to get all our stuff set, try and prep our tents and our trailers, and get everything organized so we have all our timesheets, know where they are, and and we don't have it nearly as big. We're just doing one small little event, but when you're putting out all the flags and the event stuff and all of that throughout the camp, and they're barricading stuff off that Jeff and Dave have to do, with all their gates and what is it, the orange kind of mesh,
the fence,
whatever, the winter fencing, that they run. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. If you would see the park 2 weeks before it, and then see it when it's set up Thursday, Friday, before everybody rolls in, how much it's done, it's crazy.
Yeah. Good thing I had my 4-wheeler, because I next year I need to plan better as far as like the guys on Thursday. I'm out on the woods on my quad, and they're like, so what would it take for you to run up front and get us some bottles of water? I was like, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yep. So that's really helpful. Yeah, I brought my golf cart this year too, which was super helpful for getting around. And that, speaking of, man, we toasted our batteries. We didn't check the water in them as much as we should have this year, and they ate themselves. That's an expensive mistake.
Yeah. Trevor, Sunday is just kind of a wind down day, load out, pack up. There's nothing organized. No, you can go back out to the woods and stuff, but it's just kind of a hangout and chill, depending on what the weather's doing.
Yeah, it's just so that people can stay. Mainly, wrap out Saturday, stay, hang out, do night
Right, so that
stuff
you can
and
do the
whatever, and
Saturday
then
night
just
the
camp.
night crawl
Yeah,
Saturday, so you don't feel rushed trying to leave
yeah,
Saturday,
yeah,
and then head back out Sunday,
yeah. You
and
can
like I
enjoy
said,
the awards
I probably would have hit the trails Sunday, but I decided to go over to
for
Owasso,
the
so
race. Yeah, it works well because it allows you to spend one more night there. You're there till late anyway.
right.
With you can have dinner, you can kind of slowly pack your stuff, and then camp one more night, then get up in the morning, finish packing in. You could go out and run again if you want, but also you've just put in a long weekend of RCing and not having, for me, not having water and stuff to shower and all of that. But I did have a bucket, like an igloo, and I just
We
did
could have
that.
used the hose. We could have used the hose by the Dutch barn.
Yeah, I saw it, but I had the igloo full of water, and it was warm from sitting out, so I just
Next year, I'll just come spray you with the hose.
yeah, that'd be cold.
Exactly.
Oh, he
Um,
loved it that it was empty, Trevor says. Yeah, you come out when it's packed, it's awesome. It's a big carnival. What's going on, Osborne?
so next year is 10-year anniversary. I have, I'm already maybe plotting and scheming. I got to talk to DW about a couple things,
Nice.
we'll talk about that more later.
Full-size rock crawling competition.
Yeah, we'll bring Ryan Brown down with his buggy, and
Yep.
we'll get some, you
Get
know.
the one-to-ones out. Move some big rocks in. Oh, huge fireworks show. I know some people that know how to do fireworks. It's the Walters.
It's the
I've
Walters that
heard
know how to do
stories about their
fireworks.
fireworks. So the bummer is I've been away for Monster Jam for 4th of July, and I'm gonna be probably again because I want to go with a buddy of mine to see it. He was saying that it's awesome that they always go down for it. He
Yeah,
used to do the
Dave, and Jeff Walter do not shy away from the fireworks for 4th of July.
I've heard it's like a spectacle for the area.
I
So
believe it. I mean, fortunately, I typically have plans, but even this year, somebody was like, "Holy crap!"
I mean, it. The Ring of Fire they built is legit. Like
Yeah,
they go all in when they do this kind of stuff. So it's awesome. We benefit
they
from it and we thank them for it very much.
yeah they don't do anything small.
You know. So well, I'm looking forward to the 10th year. I have to scheme up some of the stuff what we're doing. I do think I'd like to do the 10th scale or the 24th scale as an actual comp this year. That was kind of part of the ideas. Having the playground one Friday night for like people that may not have stuff decked out, but then do the other one where it's like we're gonna do normal rules. Like instead of just brushed and brushless, like let's make it a
Sure,
comp for people on that day. We gave them one comp that anybody can compete in easy, and still
fun run.
anybody can compete in the other one if they have trucks. It'll fit in one of the classes.
Right.
You'll either bump up to one or the other, but kind of divvying it out that way, because I think it makes our awards easier too for people to know what they won and all of that. And as the minis have grown so much that it's like, man, we can have a legit comp on Saturday. So that's part of the thought. So we'll see. Lots to talk about, but it was one of those things that's mulling around. Um, just kind of classing it out and doing it like we do on a Thursday, but on a gauntlet day. So, man, I don't know. I don't have much else other than that it was an awesome time and awesome people to hang out with. That's the
Oh
best
yeah.
part of the weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Camaraderie and
the people, that come, the sponsors, everything. I mean, it's just it's awesome.
nothing really got out of hand.
Oh no.
Everybody had a great time.
I did get a lot of work done today on that other project thing.
Oh yeah, I
So
do have a link to it. Should we talk about it real quick? Did you send it to my Facebook or did you send it to my
Yeah, I
text?
sent it to Messenger.
All right, let me get it
I
pulled up in
mean,
the front
you
window
know,
here.
I haven't linked it, yet.
I
So,
know. I'll just pull it up so it's already up.
yeah.
There you are. Whoops, where'd that go? Crap. Messages.
I realized that I had like none of the Red Cat stuff up there and this and that, and I was like, and I still got to put up Enjora. I mean, there's some work to do.
All right, here we go. Share screen. Boom. There it is.
So,
Little sneak peek.
In the top left corner, you got the drop
The
down
twirl
menu.
downs.
Yep. But yeah,
All the different options here.
After and you can click on them. There's stuff loaded.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna need to add a 1.3 here soon.
I mean, no, I've already been looking to place an order, but yeah, coming soon after Gauntlet. I was like, all right, I think it's time for a website, and so I registered reactionrc.com. It's already registered. I've been, setting up this Shopify site. So it's getting there, and hopefully, launch it before Thanksgiving, weekend and all that.
There it is.
I had to get Tony's number 1 on there.
One tire to rule them all, baby. Need to put that over here. Move it over one more to the left.
So I don't choose the order.
It looks like you could just drag them usually in their back end. It's funny that couple J concepts are out of order.
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't set up shipping or anything. Right now I'm still loading product and whatnot, but the trucks are there, the tires are there. I've got working on servos and brushless stuff. Furatech, whatever. And I got it separated, from the different scales, to and whatnot. So, it's coming along. I mean, it's going to be a progressive work in progress. I want to throw up all the images, throw up all the product, and maybe fill in gaps and rearrange as needed.
Yeah. These would look so much better with a much smaller tire on it.
Yeah, well, they had to use up the trepidors. I think that's what that is. But now one
But
thing that
all
I'm
of them
gonna
are oversized on them.
yeah, so
S624s.
So the one thing that I'll be doing with this website is that I'm gonna have to keep a separate inventory. So if it's in stock online, it's there. So I'm gonna have an option. So let's say, who like Brian Massey, he drives from a distance, or any of these guys, it's like, hey, I need this, this, and this. So I'm gonna have an option at checkout where you place your order, and then instead of shipping, it's like pick up in store.
Yeah.
So then you come to comp night, your order's there, boom, done. So
yeah. I really like this gold Coyote. I would pay the extra if I was getting it ready to run to get it with these things just to get the gold.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd pay $50 more for the gold.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not a bad battery to get with it either. So the charger is adequate. It does its thing, but I don't need a charger. I think I have that charger.
Yeah. Well, not even Brian driving a distance, even local people, go check out what is on my website at midnight, and then stop by the shop the next day and
then you'll
drive
have to
by after
inventory it
work and
out of
pick it up and go home.
Oh, there's a blue one too. I didn't see that. Okay, that's pretty cool too. Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is nice, man. It's clean.
I'm probably not going to put like body clips and all these little things, but
It'll get
obviously,
messy search wise. You've got it nice and clean this way. It's the main stuff people would want.
Yeah. Well, I use Shopify. I've used it. Well, I use it for my traction compound business also, so I'm very, very familiar with it, and this and that, and how to manipulate it, and the back end and all that. So
this truck right here, man,
Oh yeah, the
It's kind of
Apex
like what they did with the Vertex, right? So same idea. This is an 18 scale
with the 24 scale body.
with a 24 scale body. The Vertex is like a 6 scale with an 8 scale body.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
that's how they're going based on axles, right? So all the rest, but you could put a bigger cab body on this too, and it'd still be just as good.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take away from me, but I mean, they did whatever homework they did. This thing just handles out of the box like nothing else.
Well, they made it
Better
wider,
with
so
weights.
they need to call it 1/16 scale.
Yeah, better with weights. Yeah, have you seen what we have to do to suck them back in so that
Oh yeah.
they
Oh
make
yeah.
the gates easier?
Yeah.
Because we didn't change the gate size for them, but yeah, you can get them so that they're. But just the way they articulate and they don't want to twist. And even though they've got so much articulation, they don't want to twist up and roll. It's crazy. Whatever they did. The only trucks I leave the springs on the shocks for these mini crawlers so far.
Well,
Really good.
those are
And they work.
the shrunk down 10 scale shocks off their Fusion,
Yeah.
and I keep telling people, people want to change the shocks on the Fusion. I'm like, no. I'm like, well, the springs are a little stiff, so maybe some mini T springs will work. Um, but it's just like rebuild the shocks, with green slime, pack them, this,
Yeah.
that, and run it. Like the shocks are good.
Yeah. And the thing about them too is people don't realize a lot of the comp trucks are going to this long barrel like this.
Yeah.
So they're long shocks, but they don't allow them they stop. It's like a big bump stop because they don't want them to articulate too much.
Well, that's like
So
my Comp Fox, my Element Comp Fox. You'd look at
yeah.
it and 90 mil shocks, but people don't know how many O-rings I have underneath the pistons. I mean,
So
that
they
thing does
don't go
not
all the way
roll.
in. Yeah.
It does not roll. Rooster, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I'll put up a merch section for sure.
Oh
So
yeah, that'd be great. People do like that.
yeah,
Um,
since I do
and
all
I'm
my
sure
own
you'll do
stuff.
wheels and some of that stuff here coming up. You could
Yeah.
probably just do like 1/24th parts or and then you could have a few of your Injora line and all of that available, but not have to break it down as much. But just be like, yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, I know tires are a big ordeal,
yep,
like the core aspects and stuff.
yep,
Um, but yeah, I can do t-shirts and hoodies since I do it all myself and whatnot.
yeah.
And I have that the sticker printer that you and I both got, the same one. I actually made some 3-inch versions of my logo to put on like full size, like on your truck, your
Oh,
real truck.
nice.
Um, but yeah, all that could, be going up there in a separate section for merch. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to get some hats made. I want to try and get the new logo on a hat maybe too. So
The one up at the top here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 124 scale transmission hexes. Yeah, Brian, I plan to do my full Injora section. I've already got a crap ton of photos. I just need to load them up and set it all up, and but yeah, Injora is definitely going up, I'm gonna try and have more, like Trio wheels, Injora wheels. Um, the only problem is like I said, I don't want to be chasing inventory and have somebody place an order and not have it. So it's like I gotta like double work on doubling up,
Right.
So
Yeah. Looks good. Yeah, you'll have to. It's too bad the inventory can't work for your in-store products too for checkout.
well, Shopify has that option,
Yeah.
and maybe, but then that involves barcode scanning and that's a whole lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
you know.
checking them out, ordering them, like doing the order as if it's site items, like pulling up your website or the little app that they make and then
Right.
tapping them out on that and building the order that way. And
Yeah,
that's slow.
create the order through the site.
Yeah. And that's slow.
Yeah. I mean, the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid,
Just having
just,
stuff in the back. Yeah. Yep.
but like I said, that's what's great. So it's like, if you see it on the website, it's like, if you're local, just place the order, and you know, I'm gonna do my best to make sure it's there. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Well,
So
very cool. That'll help people out too that want to support that aren't local and don't have local hobby shops, but want to support what you're doing.
yeah, well, and
It's
especially since
surprising
it's
there's people
so.
that want to do that, right? So there's people that don't have local hobby shops. 'Cause that's what I always say for my links and stuff that I post. I'm like, guys, if you have a local hobby shop, go there, pre-order through them. That's the best thing you can do is order from your local hobby shop.
Oh
But
yeah,
if you live in the middle of Timbuktu, nowhere, and you have to order online no matter what because you ain't driving 3 hours and you want to use these links, it
right.
does help support me and the channel that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you know, and what's nice is because my shop is crawler trail truck focused, you're not like, you know, on these gargantuan websites trying to search all these things you're not interested in.
yeah, yeah,
So
it's very specific to crawlers and comping in some ways. Like you carry the stuff. If it's on your site, it's usually decent stuff because you're not carrying a whole bunch of bunk.
yeah,
Like
I'm definitely not
people have
carrying
tested it,
bunk.
tried it. They've tested it, tried it, and if it's not one of the usable ones or something that's good on a trail, like Jeff's not carrying it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I
Sell
mean,
out and they
you
won't
know,
get more.
right. I mean, case in point, that's why I literally only have like 2 or 3 brands of servos. I only carry one brand of charger. I only carry, you know, like,
Yeah,
because there's no reason to have 7 brands of chargers. There just isn't.
no,
So,
nope. Get the one that works and that you can tell people how to use and service and
yep.
all of that. Yep. Well, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah.
We'll let you know if the scramblers don't work. What, Brian? You just don't need to let us know because they're gonna work.
People stray away, but they always return, right,
They
Tony?
sure do, man. The one thing we are finding though, the more that we do it, like I wish they'd make a smaller scrambler. The
They do. It's
Patagonias are
called the
just a little,
Patagonia, and it
yeah,
works
it's just a
amazing.
little too small, but they are amazing. I'm actually working on fixing that truck. Um, I wish it was a little like those are like what
Don't you have them on your
55
identity
millimeter.
theft? You
Oh
have
yeah,
on
and it
that,
does awesome.
right?
If I could just
Exactly.
chop the back of that truck off, it would do so much better because the main thing is it's not even the length of it, it's the back end length that grabs and hooks stuff on the bumper. But yeah, I need to cut and shut some. I need to have somebody cut and shut me some of these scramblers. You know what scramblers would work awesome on are 1.3 wheels. Like if somebody cut and shut those, because then you cut half that sidewall off, so you don't have that. That's the main thing. They have such tall sidewalls on all these bigger tires because of the 1.0 wheel. That's where you get so much of that movement and pushing and all that garbage. But that 1.3 wheel inner part is nice.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing. The
Or the inserts
1.3,
help.
the 1.3 tires seem like such fatties, you know, like, I mean, obviously, you know, the Endura ones, but yeah, so
Dude.
just I'll
So yeah, they're huge, fat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm staring at like set, you know, because I'm looking to get some 1.3 wheels and tires. I didn't realize how many wheels they have now. I was like, oh my gosh.
The Maju
And
wheels are awesome
yeah, well, that's what I'm gonna start with, those the module
because you
wheels.
can flip them.
And yeah, and but then yeah, the 70 mil tires and this, I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
They're pretty awesome though. They're Klingon tires.
Oh
They
no,
were
the Klingons are good, yeah, for
really,
sure.
really good. If they'd make that Klingon in like a 63 or 65, it'd be banging. But so I've been testing these. You saying wide? You haven't seen these working yet, and I haven't been able to talk about these because the tires they're in I can't talk about yet. But
I know. Oh wait, I'll
yeah,
jinx
you
it.
do. But uh, these are working good, and these are helping because some of the thing is that you put those Endure inserts in, they're wide,
Yeah.
and so they
Oh
push
yeah.
the tires out on the sides
Yeah.
where
Well,
this doesn't push them out.
and
And
then
it,
trying to mount them on anything but Endura wheels is like, ooh, like
yeah,
because
even
you
on
know,
their wheels, it's tough.
yeah. And I was
Well,
trying to
no,
do them
actually, it's
on
not. If you do the TCRC wheels, it's really tough.
I was trying to do them on Trio for a personal friend customer of mine. Ooh, that No, and I was having Travis try to do it. He's like, "This isn't good."
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love the Endura stuff, but I was like, "Yeah, they need to be a little skinnier."
Yeah. Yeah. So these ones work. They're working awesome, and they'll be coming out soon. I just want to run a few more testing on them. I've run 5 different variations now of it. Because I was trying to do something that'd make it easier to scale. But unfortunately, the way that was easier to scale was super sucky.
Well,
So
I'm gonna be doing a 1-3 tire and wheel order here real quick, so I need
yeah,
your inserts when you got them. So
yeah. Well, they're getting there. So I got a few more tests to run. I'm gonna try them in a couple other tires. I'm gonna try them in. The problem is scaling them up now because the way that works best. These work really best in the 63 tire, which there's not a ton of those out right now, and less people cut and shut them.
yeah,
But give it a month or two, and there'll be some tires that these will work amazing in,
yep.
uh, and people will want them. So, um, but the 1.0s are still working awesome. I haven't actually sold. It's been 2 weeks since I've sold them. I was selling them just a lot, and then I guess I don't talk about my stuff a whole lot. Typically,
No, you've
I
been
don't push it.
yeah.
I don't like to be a salesman of my own stuff or any stuff. I just like running RCs, showing RCs, talking about
Oh,
them, but
sure.
I don't want to be like, "Here, did you know, like, now I'm on sale," or like always
Yeah.
pushing, "Here's my inserts in my tires and they're doing so great. Like, they're
Right.
taking first place, you know. Here it is
Yeah.
with a trophy on hanging over the tire because my inserts won." Like, I'm
Right.
not gonna do that kind of stuff. Um, so um They work good. They've worked. I've been running them 2 years. I swear by them. I can tell when I don't have them in a tire and I drive a different tire.
Yeah.
Like, man, I wish my inserts were in them. Partly because you get used to how they handle, and that's
Right.
anybody. You get
Sure.
used to how things handle. So, and I did it because I was tired of paying for them. They were so expensive to get inserts in the beginning, and Dana's wife asked me if I was ever going to make any, and I said never. 2 weeks later, I was making and printing off my first sets, and you know, the rest is history. We've kept it simple. We're not chasing after every tire and every whatever. Like you're saying, you find the ones that work and build them for that, and that's, you know, basically change your wheel out. But these are the tire sizes we work in, and it honestly, like, it doesn't. I don't think that it makes that big a difference if it's a little bit off for sizing. Like, I don't feel like we need to size every millimeter and whatever
No, tenth of
specific to a
tenth of a
tire.
millimeter. Tenth of a
To
millimeter.
a tire, you know, I feel like we
Oh,
overthink
I
it a
know.
little bit for this mini size,
I know.
and, but yeah, so, yeah, keep it simple,
Yep.
and, that's what we're gonna do with these. We'll offer maybe 1 or 2 sizes of the 1.3 for tire size, but other than that, it shouldn't be needed to have a bajillion sizes, so, we'll get them to you when we got them, though. I gotta get my stuff RC pimping ain't easy. Full time at 808. Right. I'll be called an RC pimp here very soon. I have a feeling it's happening. There's guys getting called out kind of foolishly, but yeah, it's the world we live in. I just kind of pimped them out though. There, I guess, didn't I? Pine trees, get them today. They're probably sold out on my site, and that's probably why I haven't sold any. I probably forgot to check.
Add inventory.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Jeff, man, good to have you on here. Looking
Yeah.
forward to 2026, 10-year
Yep.
anniversary. I bet there'll be some cool shirts for that, and
Oh, now you
hoodies
got me
and
thinking.
hats.
Yep.
Yeah. Do it up big.
So cool. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
All
We'll
right.
see you at Gauntlet 2026. If you haven't been, start making plans now.
Peace.